Hey guys, Mac here. So very warm welcome to today's episode. I wanted to talk to you about this idea about your niche is your blue ocean, your experience, your skill set, your USP is your blue ocean, and how you can cultivate that to your advantage. So there is this famous book written by Kim and Renee Mauborgne. I hope I'm spelling their name right. It's called Blue Ocean Strategy. It is how it looks like. Great book. I would highly recommend you to read that book. And what it is, this book is really geared towards an idea about how companies need to alter their boundaries, how they need to start disrupting their status quo by altering their boundaries so that they can become more valuable, and they can start creating their own field of one, a category of one, so that there is no highly infested red waters full of sharks, and how you can create category of your own self where there is absolutely no competition. That is the very essence of that. I would highly urge you to read that. And as I started thinking about that, I started thinking about how it can, the very ideas, how it can apply if you are a business owner, such as an expert, author, coach, consultant, or a retail business shop, whoever you might be, right? The very same ideas you can readily apply to your own niche. And where I'm going with this is that your USP, never discount that. That becomes your blue ocean in many ways that we sometimes tend to underestimate, and we need to keep on honing that. And what happens, right? Let me form this idea about you must have figured out, you must have realized by now that many a times it becomes a race to the bottom. You are dealing with the similar set of customers, and then customers are fishing around, and then you have a lot of value to offer, but then many a times it becomes a race to the bottom, because you tend to get into these price wars, right? And customers sometimes also do not realize that. So first of all, that is not a good place to be in. If you are finding yourself in that place, you need to do something different. You need to come out of that mindset that you can only compete on the basis of the pricing. You need to change that mindset, you need to alter that, and then start focusing on how you can start to compete on the basis of value. And that is something I wanted to kind of talk to you about as a part of this blue ocean strategy. So I'll take two examples, right? Number one is, again, the two examples that I'm going to take are of Amazon, which is known as the biggest disruptor. Or maybe you can take about Apple as well, where Apple completely revamped and created a blue ocean by creating iTunes, right? It was a completely new model where now you can practically start to create your own podcast, right? On any particular topic. There is no restriction as such, and practically with a matter of clicks you can publish your own podcast, right? So Apple also is one of the biggest disruptors. There are many other disruptors, Google, IBM. I'm not trying to get into all those things. I want to kind of convey on core points, right? So coming back to Amazon, right? If you think about just the way Apple disrupted traditional audio industry, right? Of giving the control to people like you and me, where we can create podcast. Amazon created a new book publishing model, right? Where it disrupted the traditional book publishing industry by giving control to people like you and me. So provided you and me have an idea, we can practically launch our book, whether it is ebook on Kindle or publishing your own paperback book on Amazon, right? It has given us the control. It used to be the case that you needed an access to the big pockets or the big publishing media firms, where they used to then publish and make your book a bestseller. That is not needed anymore. You can make your book a bestseller on Amazon provided you know certain things. So my book, I have been fortunate enough to write or co-write 4 books ranging from technology, marketing, entrepreneurship, social media, so on and so forth. So I feel myself fortunate to be able to achieve that kind of feat, which I had never fathomed in my prior life. And the idea here is that because you have the control, right, you don't need access to these big pockets, right? Again, with a matter of couple of clicks on Amazon, you can create your Amazon author account, you can transcribe your book, and then as long as it is adhering to Amazon's book publishing nomenclature, right, certain formatting guidelines, so on and so forth, you can call yourself a book author, right? So that is where I'm going with. So that is the one idea, right, about how Amazon democratized the book publishing model. The next idea that I would like to take is about Amazon Go. Amazon is coming up with these experimental stores where it is trying to revamp, it is trying to deliver great shopping experience, because the pet peeve when it comes to shopping, right, is standing in the line, or even if you go to the self checkout line, right, sometimes those machines work, sometimes those machines do not work, right, and there is a lot of hassle, right, in terms of standing in the line, waiting for the cashier to make sure everything is okay. So the very basic idea behind the Amazon Go store is that there is a smart card. It tracks everything down. It is all connected to your Amazon card, and the moment you keep something in the car, in that cart, right, it knows, because it has like a lot of cameras situated along that cart. It realizes that you wanted to buy that particular item, and then it scans it, and then it gets charged to your credit card, right? So how do you really go to that blue ocean, right? And in many ways Amazon has created this blue ocean, or rather is in the process of creating yet another blue ocean through this Amazon Go model. By the way, I had also seen a similar idea in the Dubai's shopping cart, where same idea, smart shopping experience, smart cart, and so very soon we'll find that a lot of companies will start to latch on to that. But for people like you and me who are the customers of Amazon, right, it's a great win, whether other company also comes up with that or not. In addition to Amazon, it's a great win for people like you and me, because we will continue to buy from Amazon, we'll continue to buy from other companies if they are going to give us better experience, right? So how do you really put it together, right? And I started with this concept of your niche is your blue ocean, your USP, your experience, your blue ocean. So many a times we tend to take things for granted. When it comes to our abilities, our skill set, we don't think we have it in us. We tend to take it for granted. We think, who is going to listen to me, who is going to want what I have to offer to the world, right? And I'll take like one small example. That is how I started my journey in terms of when my job got impacted. I had nowhere to go, and then it was a tumultuous journey. It was a wake-up call for me to find myself that I had become totally irrelevant in the new cyber lane. So I had to reinvent myself. Steadily establish my personal brand, but now now that I'm in this field, I'm finding that there are a lot of other people, there are a lot of other business owners who are offering similar set of services like me, right? So how do I really differentiate now that I have created that foundational layer for myself, right? So this is where I want to introduce you to the idea about creating your own platform. So how you can get yourself discovered, found, noticed, watched, listened to, right? So YouTube channel is one of the biggest search engine when it comes to videos, right? So I'm trying to create my own brand. I'm trying to create my own credibility. I'm trying to create my own space on the YouTube channel where people can watch me, where people can get to know more about me, right? Podcasting is something I have not really fully explored, but that is next capability, that is next my way of creating my own blue ocean, where people can start listening to me as well, right? So I have my website, I have created tons and tons of blogs, I have written multiple books, so on and so forth, right? So the idea here is that if you're starting from the scratch, create a foundational layer that starts with knowing your niche, your expertise, your skill set, right? What are some of the things that people come to you for second opinion? What are some of the things that you do with a heartbeat, where you find yourself in a zen moment, right? And those are all the cues, those are all the indicators for you to start creating your foundational layer, and then you expand from that. So signing off for now. I hope you got something out of this. Remember, you have more than you can imagine in terms of where you can go from point A to point B, and how you can become more a person of offering meaningful differentiation, a person of offering meaningful value to others. So signing off.